Hi, good afternoon. I am Ann Hales with ARP Alabama. Welcome to Art with the Armory. Today we're exploring, and hold on, I have just lost my screen. Yeah, go ahead, Margaret. So today we have Margaret Barber with us with Armory Learning Arts Center in Montgomery, Alabama. So Margaret, tell us what we're going to do today.
We're going to play with some paper.
I like playing with paper.
Yeah, we're going to be quilling. You're going to use strips of paper to create artwork. And this is an example of something that you can do, like monograms are big right now. And I think that's kind of a fun thing to do. And it's tedious and it takes a little play in, but once you play with it a little bit, it's fun and you get a beautiful product. So.
You did say it's a little bit, so someone who wants to do paper quilling, it's an art form that really takes some handwork or some,
like you're going to have to,
like working on jewelry or something almost.
Yeah, it's good exercise for people who have arthritis or any kind of little hand finger issues. It's really good for coordination, and it's good to get you moving with hand issues. So, and that'll be included in the little video. But there's little tools that we use for putting that paper through a little tiny slot, and you can also use a needle tool to wrap the paper around. And we're using little tiny coils of paper for to produce an art form.
Great. So what else? So this is what we're doing this month. We're going to get to the video in just a minute. Yep. So tell us the other things that are coming up with our art with the Armory in the next couple of months, because you have really scheduled some really fun things
and useful things. I know as much as I use my cell phone for photography, I still miss some things that tools on. I probably don't use half the tools on my camera. And so we're going to have Mark Dauber with us. He's a local photographer, very talented photographer here in Montgomery. And he is going to teach us how to use our cell phone photography or cell phone cameras for really nice quality photography. Also in July, we're going to visit the Curb Market next door and look at some really beautiful purples and yellows and greens and oranges from our local and summertime vegetables here in the South. And we're going to have Carl Calderon give us, he's a local Montgomery artist. He's going to do a veggie watercolor for us. And so that's going to be an awesome, colorful summer. And then in August, I'm going to be back with you guys again. We're going to do jelly prints, which is kind of an interesting art form too. And you can use some of those beautiful summer foliage and leaves to make some really beautiful and creative prints. So,
I'm excited. And the one that we're doing in July with the watercolor and the vegetables, we actually have a kit that we will be giving to the participants, so that it's not the same kit, not what he will be painting, but then you can go and explore the actual painting. But we're going to be doing that on Zoom, so we'll put that on our Facebook page too, and send out emails to folks too, so that you can register for that, because it will be limited because of the kits. But anyway, let's go ahead and go right into the quilling. We have a video that Margaret has created that shows everything. Stick around, folks, till the end, because we're also going to show you, this will show you how to do it and what you need. You can come back to this video at any time to rewatch it and to see how to do it. And then after this, we'll show another video of the upcoming events, because we have a lot of things coming up on Facebook that you'll want to come to, like an estate planning class, and we have gardening, and we have cooking, and a very nice Memorial Day tribute to veterans. And I'll go ahead and mention that this Friday is the deadline for turning information in if you have a veteran at home, or if you have a veteran from Alabama, a fallen veteran from your family or someone you know that you would like to honor during this tribute. We just need a picture and a name. And that information is in the video at the end, and I'll also post that too in the comments. So let's go ahead, let's show this and let people see what we're doing.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Quilling, a twisted art form. Today we'll be working on a floral design that's relatively simple, using simple circular curls that are manipulated into different shapes. We'll need quilling paper of various widths and sizes, quilling needle, curling tool, glue and a dispenser, tweezers, background paper, and probably some scissors. This is a cork project board, which is really nice, but not an absolute necessity. They are nice to be able to coax your curls into different shapes. This is a quilling needle used to move things around or apply glue. Tweezers for moving things around. This is a curling tool. It's got a little slotted end. That's where you're going to put your quilling paper. We'll need some scissors, glue, and a dispenser. I like to put mine into a shot glass with a wet paper towel so that the needle doesn't get stopped up. And then quilling paper of various widths and sizes. Here's our project, and we're going to work on these little petals first. We're going to take the paper and insert it into the quilling tool and twist. The more shiny or smooth side of the paper is going to be on the outside of the curls. And you'll just continue to curl that up until you get a little circle. And we're going to insert that into the design on the quilling project board. Kind of let it ease itself out. Then we'll add a little glue to the edge of that paper. It's kind of important not to use a lot of glue. You want to keep it neat as you can. Just kind of gently squeeze that together. We'll do that again just in case you missed it. It's a pretty easy process, but you just have to make sure that the smooth side of the paper is on the outside of the curl. You slide it in there and just begin to twist. These pieces of paper are 15 inches long by 3 millimeters wide. That's kind of a standard width. For some projects you might go a little wider or as wide as a 10 millimeter paper. And again, we'll put a little glue. This time we're going to use our dispenser. It's important to be neat with this. I usually keep a wet paper towel around on my lap so I can clean up after myself. There's a leaf. That's going to be the next thing we make. Those are easy, just little curls, and we kind of manipulate them by pinching the ends and turning them. Again, you'll notice that this softer, smoother side of the paper is the one on the outside of the curls. We're going to take that 15-inch piece of paper and cut it in half for the leaves. And we're going to glue that together and set it aside. Depending on your design, you can decide how many leaves you want to create. I do recommend drawing out your design first so that you've got a good idea of how many pieces you'll need and what colors you might want to use. And this is one of the loosely curled stems. You know, those will be a larger leaf or a stem. I've put two different colors together, and we'll kind of pinch one of those ends and create like a leaf, a longer leaf. This floral design is a lily of the valley. I think it's May's birth flower, so it's kind of a fun little project today. All right. You can see how we've put two different color papers together, and we can curl those together. We're creating a stem using two different colors of paper. And the next thing we're going to make is a little receptacle for the petals. We're going to insert the dark green 3mm paper into the curling tool, and we're going to create probably 3 of these little almost like a U or a V shape for our petals to fit into. When we get finished curling it, we're going to glue it. We kind of allow them to relax just a little bit to ease some of that tightness out, and glue it. There we go. And we're going to shape this one by pinching it between our fingers and thumb into kind of a U or V shape. So that's going to hold our little petals of our flower. And you see how those will fit right in there, and then our leaves will work with that dark green. Here's our project, and these are the petals. We're going to cover those white petals with dark green paper around them. So here's our little circles that we've pinched into a kind of a teardrop shape. We're going to take that dark green 3mm paper. It's probably a half of a piece of it. We're going to put it around the edge of our little petal and cut that to fit. There we go. Now each one of those will create a little flower, and it'll fit inside the little dark green piece. And that's going to be our stem. It doesn't take much glue, but it works really well to drop your stem into the glue, just the tiniest edge of that stem. You don't have to have glue all over the paper. In fact, you want to be pretty sure where you're going to put it before you stick it down. Now we're going to put our little receptacle flower, flower receptacle, the thing that holds our petals in place. And you'll see we can get some of that glue off, but it will show if you aren't careful. Those tweezers come in handy for dropping that element into the glue. There we go with that second one. And the third. There we go. Those little boogers will get away from you. And you can manipulate the shapes a little bit at this point. We're going to put another stem on. Notice how the double paper creates kind of an open stem look. It allows it to look more natural than just one single piece. And you can experiment with different shapes and different sizes of paper to get the effect you're looking for. Again, just the very edges of that paper in the glue. We also dilute the glue just a little bit. It doesn't have to be just out of the bottle. We used Eileen's Techie Glue. That's a really good versatile glue. There's some really awesome videos online with some people who are very talented. One of them being Paper Zen. It's a gal who does this a lot. Some really nice work. And our last little flower receptacle. And we're going to add our other petals of our lily of the valley and some stems and leaves. It really pays off to be neat with this and keep your fingers out of the glue if you can. This is one of those things where you can curl the paper, you can twist it and manipulate it to suit you. This has been a lot of fun to learn how to do. It is time consuming, but you could sit and make curls while you're watching a movie or a video or something, and then after you're done, then you can put all your projects together. So we're just trimming off some of those little stems. We're going to add some of those little leaves that the tiny green curls that we've manipulated into something that looks a little more like leaves. Again, this is a very simple design using simple curls. You can get really elaborate, but thanks for joining us.
Great. That's looks like something that I can try to do. It has several steps, but I think it looks like you can do it in stages, so that you could, like you said, you could curl the paper and things like that while you're watching TV or doing something. Give your hand something to do. You'd have to watch that too, but it looks like you could do it in stages. You don't have to do it all at one time, all in one sitting.
And it's not. They don't all the curls don't have to be so tight. You can just do a really loose curl. And some of these really beautiful pieces that I've seen other people do is they've taken, and the paper can just be real simply twisted. It doesn't even have to be all a tight little ball of paper. But the paper comes in all kinds of different sizes and colors. There's, you can get kits, you can get sets of paper in all kinds of colors and shapes.
That's probably easier than cutting your own paper, I would guess.
No. And I guess some people might do their own paper, but I think most people order the pieces that are already cut in manufactured strips. And the reason being is you could tell if it's an odd size, or it's cut crooked or whatever. You'll be able to tell. So you want it to be, they've made it easy for you. So but yeah, it's fun. It's different.
Yeah, show those examples again that you did. Let me put it this. I'm going to put this. I'm going to change it a little bit so I think we could see.
This is just a little simple one that I did for the video, and it's just like a these things were just little circles that were pinched into a little pear shape or a teardrop shape. And then the other style is something, it's a monogram, and I think this probably would interest a lot of people. It's a three. Let's see, that may be more like a 3 or a 5 millimeter paper, and then you can kind of loosen the curls. There's a whole book
Online or something? Yeah.
monograms that you can,
Okay.
you can look online and find.
And that's all paper, right? So the outline of the letter is also paper.
Yes, it's
Okay.
all paper. It is.
That's beautiful. You could create that, put it on a bedroom door of a child or something like that, or somebody going off to school or doing, put it on their dormitories or something like that. That looked like fun.
You know, you've seen all these, like, now doing the letters is a little more tricky. You really have to know where to score your paper, because all that B is one piece of paper, and then the insides are one piece of paper each. So you have to, and there's tutorials. I mean, it's not hard. You just have to. I didn't know what I
Give it
didn't
a
know
try.
until I started, but it's really been fun to learn something new. So
Good. Well, anybody who wants to know more, you can put questions, if you have a question or something that you would like to ask, whether it's now or later, we can come back and answer any questions that you have or guide you to where that is. So Margaret, I don't know if you're doing any quilling at the Armory. What things do you have coming up at the Armory itself?
We have lots and lots of summer classes, whether they're children's art camps. We have, we have a robotics class for kids. We have I'm really excited about this. This is a summer film series that'll be on Thursday nights starting June 17th. And it's at dusk, and it's going to be out back. You bring your blankets and your chairs, and they're going to be all old movies from the 50s and 60s. And John Martello, our film and acting instructor, has put this together. And it's kind of a nice way to just be community with people. And so we're hoping that that'll take off. We've got lots of art classes and another set of film series that's a paid film series. But lots of stuff going on. We had to add 2 more pages to our catalog this summer, so we're packed out. So we're looking forward.
Mm-hmm. Good. So here is, if you want to find out more about what the Armory is doing, you can go to the Armory Learning Arts Center or email at the Armory Learning Arts Center at gmail.com and go to their website. What's your website?
The funinmontgomery.com is that's on the city page, and that's where our class schedule lives. Okay. You'll have to kind of finagle around through the city website from you can go under play on the city website and then select the Armory Learning Arts Center. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, that's our class schedule. So we're excited about having that, and thrilled to have the number of classes that we're having. So
good. So everybody come back to this video if you didn't get a chance to see the whole thing, and you can watch it again to see how to do it, because I'm going to try to do that. And Tawana asked, what's the date for the film series?
It starts on June 17th, and it will go through July 29th. I believe there's 6 films. We're going to start out with Raisin in the Sun. We'll also have, and I don't think this is correct order, but a Brando film on the waterfront. We'll have Raisin in the Sun, Singing in the Rain, West Side Story, North by Northwest, and Western called Shane. So,
and these are all going to be where again?
at the Armory Learning Arts Center out back on the lawn.
On the lawn.
Free.
Okay.
There's going to be popcorn and beverages. And if you'd rather sit in your car, you can't, maybe you don't feel like getting out or you can't get out. It's too much, wandering around. You can drive up, park yourself and sit and watch from your car.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And then let's get on then and let's show so everybody don't miss things coming on at the Armory. Be sure to stay tuned to Facebook to find out about our upcoming events for June and July and August. Some really fun things. A good way to relax, especially in the summer, and things that you can do from home. So let's go to, I thank everybody for coming. And thank you for joining us again. And always thanks to the Armory Learning Arts Center for all the wonderful things that you do. And we will, please stay tuned and watch this, all the events coming up, including an estate planning series that starts on Monday. We have a fraud class, or just an update on the latest frauds this Friday. And we always have some wonderful gardening and exercise classes on Facebook as well. There's lots of things. And our Wisdom Wednesday, every Wednesday, which kind of updates everybody. So stay tuned. Thank you again, Margaret.
Thank you, Anne. It's always great to see you.
You too.